What is up there, the YouTube? Austin here with Sweeneytv. For those of you that might not know, I made a video about Ireland. And while I was here, I decided to make a list of some things that I've noticed while being in Ireland as an American and from an American perspective. I actually made it for people back home so that they could learn more about Ireland, or really for anyone who wants to travel to Ireland. I just thought it'd be a fun video to make. Interestingly enough, majority of the demographics for that video that watch it are Irish people. I would say 90% are Irish, and a lot of what they're doing there is fact-checking what I say. To my surprise and to my joy, a lot of them said the stuff that I said was right. They said it was accurate, you got a lot of it right. They also said I got some things wrong. And so you know what? It's been a year from that video. I thought it'd be fun to react to some Irish comments from things I noticed as an American in Ireland. Let's get into the video and enjoy. Be sure to tell me what you think down in the comments. Adam Foley says, already do ice hockey in the north, the Belfast Giants. He is correct. I did a little bit of a research, and I know in my video I mentioned Irish people should definitely try hockey. You do have hockey up north. Yeah, the Belfast Giants are part of the EIHL, the Elite Ice Hockey League. It's UK's best hockey league. So that's like an official team, an official league. I think every now and then there are European leagues that play against the NHL, which is really cool. I think that's fun. So good on you, Ireland. I didn't know that you had a hockey team, but you do. If I go there again, I would love to check it out. I would love to see how the team plays. I'd love to see the type of competitiveness they have. I'm sure that they're all very good if it's an elite hockey league, so I'm super excited about that. I know a lot of people have been messaging me. Some of you think I'm still in Ireland. I'm not. I'm back in the States, just to clear that. But if I do go back, I want to check out that team for sure. Robin_123 said, the first American to make a correct Irish person video. Thank you. It makes me very happy that I did you guys justice. It really does. Cathal O. Siobhan? Diobin? It's been a while since I read Irish names. This person said, if you come from a GAA background, you will call it soccer, and football is GAA, well, where I'm from anyway. Yeah, so that was kind of cool going to Ireland. It is true. With their Gaelic sports, when they say football, they're talking about Gaelic football. So they actually call soccer soccer. Same thing we do in the States, because we have our American football, we call soccer soccer. So at least that was kind of cool having that common ground, since I really do like soccer and I play it all the time. The Irish people, they knew exactly what I was talking about, and they would even say like, yeah, we're gonna play soccer on Friday, and I'm like, oh, great, y'all know what we're talking about. So yeah, just another cool thing about Ireland. Okay, kind of a bigger one here. Arachino Recording says, one thing that seems to be always overlooked when someone discovers Gaelic games is that they are amateur sports. The players don't get paid for playing. They have jobs to go back to on Monday. They are playing and competing for their counties and parishes for pride. There's no transfer market or drafts. You play where you are from. Maybe I'm slightly biased, but hurling is arguably the greatest sport in the world. Well, maybe you are slightly biased. I think I can disagree with you on hurling being the best sport in the world, but it is definitely very cool. And that is one of the reasons that this person touched on why I like the Gaelic game so much. Not only is it super competitive, I think that when people say amateur sport, that just means they're not paid. But that doesn't mean it can't be competitive. These games are intensely competitive. I went to some of like the higher up finals games, and it was ridiculous. The amount of people that were there, the energy that the players had, all I can summarize it as is just a love for the game. These people just have a love for the sport itself. And that to me is so cool because, there's no undertones of this person's getting paid that and that person's getting paid this, Everyone's playing for their county, everyone's playing for their own pride. And so to me, That's the thing about the Gaelic games that I wanted to take back home. I wish we could have that here in the States. I wish we could divide Washington, separate it by counties, and then each county competes, and basically the same layout Ireland has, but bring it here. But you know what? I just don't think that could ever be the case, because, you know, the Gaelic sports, it's Ireland's thing, you know? It's your guys' baby, and it's what you take care of, and it's what you have so much pride in that it's easy for me to get excited about it, because most people that play Gaelic sports in Ireland are already very excited about it. Another thing that I think is really cool is the respect that is given, you know, even among players or especially to refs, because that transfers down to the kids. And I think if a kid is growing up, wants to play for county, and he looks at the professional players and he sees how they're acting and he sees how they treats the ref, you know, in large part, and it's a good role model for him, you know. He sees them, you know, carrying themselves in a way where it's like, yeah, I've got a lot of pride in my county, you know, I'm gonna treat the refs and I'm gonna treat other people in a type of respect that I would want to reflect my county. At the same time, you know, that's not to say things don't get heated. That's not to say words are exchanged, you know, anything that could happen in a sport happens with the Gaelic games, you know, because they're just competitive. And, you know, if you're going to have a competitive sport, you're going to have things kind of go south from time to time. And, you know, and that's not a bad reflection on anyone. That's the way it is with sports. You know, it's the same thing with hockey. Players get heated, they fight it out. You know, it's sports. So yeah, it's a good comment. It's a good thing to point out, and it's what makes Gaelic games so easy to brag about, even though I'm not even Irish at all. Cara Hayes says, every Irish person reads title and clicks to see if he got anything wrong, then realizes he might be the first person to make a video on YouTube that is correct. Again, thank you so much. I did want to make my list as compact as possible. There were a lot of things I could talk about, but I think a testament to this and to its accuracy is the people that I stayed with. You know, everyone that I met in Ireland that I spent a decent amount of time with. You know, there were families I got to know, and you know, I knew them for the majority of time I was there. So for a whole year, I was hanging out with these people. I got close enough with some families where I was able to go to their house for dinner and for meals, and you know, they were so hospitable and they were so nice to me, and I always felt welcomed. You know, I honestly felt like part of the family, and you know, these big Irish families just welcoming me in, and you know, even just sitting back every now and then sipping tea, just watching them interact with each other, you know, watching the dialogue. It's just entertaining to me. It was really fun. And I just felt like I got a good grasp of, you know, kind of the Irish lifestyle, you know, what it was like with the school system, what it was like with Gaelic sports, you know, what it was like interacting with each other, how relationships work, you know, going downtown, out for drinks, you know. I kind of got the whole 6 yards in a sense, and I really enjoyed it, you know. So I wanted to make a video that did you guys, you know, truth. I know a lot of the stereotype is like that top of the morning, Lucky Charms, you know, they just like to drink and fight. And honestly, it's, you know, it makes Irish people just seem really dumb. And they're not. They're not. There a lot of Irish people I met were very intelligent, very well spoken, you know, very well educated, at least for the families that I was hanging out with. And so, you know, that the stereotype, you know, it's funny because you can see where it comes from. You know, when I saw the Irish fighting thing is all about just the Irish taking the piss kind of a thing, and I'll get into that later. But there are truth to those stereotypes, but that's why I wanted to make this video like kind of anti that and just say like, look, this is what I could tell the Irish people were about. These are the reasons why I like them, because they can hold a conversation, good conversationalist, and I enjoyed myself a lot, so I wanted to do good. So it makes me happy when I see comments like this. Thank you, Kara. Casperld says, I swear, if one more American says top of the morning to me, I'm going to topple their bloody morning. Unfortunately, that's one of the things that needs to stop with Americans, is this stereotype. And I'm afraid the only way they can combat that is if they actually meet an Irish person or if they go to Ireland themselves. If that doesn't happen, I can guarantee you most Americans are not going to leave the country, and they're going to stay really ignorant of other countries outside of it, and that's just going to be the case. You know, they're just going to hang out doing their own thing. Uh, again, that's another reason why I wanted to make the video. It's for my American friends. I wanted to teach them, you know, explain a little bit of things. Trust me, when this is all in jest, like an American is not, hopefully they're not going out of the way to offend you if they say top of the morning. Now, I do know people that don't understand that like certain things are just like, it's like those jokes where you've just like, it's just so worn out. You're just kind of like, meh. Like I can get the Irish frustration. Like with my last name, it's Sweeney. So back in school, I used to be Sweeney Weenie, or people would say, oh, when are you going to open up that hot dog stand? You know, Sweeney's Weenies. When are you going to open up that French restaurant, La Sweeney? You know, I heard it all. And now when it hits me, I'm just like, yeah, like I'm a Sweeney. Like honestly, I got pride in being a Sweeney, so they can say whatever they want. I ain't changing my damn name. Right. So good comment. Rachel B said, and for women, it's your one. We also say soccer, football means Gaelic football. Right. So this was another thing. I think I also spelt it wrong in the video. So it's your man, Y-E-R. So when you're saying like your man, or like your man walks into a bar, or your man goes downtown going like this, or just your man anything, you know, they're referring to another person. And then I guess, yeah, so if you're referring to a woman, it's your one, your one. I don't know, it would be the Irish pronunciation of it, but yeah. So if you want to refer to a man, your man. If you want to say this girl or that woman, you go your one. And it's not a possessional term, I'm pretty sure. It's with the same thing with your man. You're not saying you own that person, or it's like, hey, you know, take care of your woman over there. It's just a way to say a woman or the woman. The DM100G says everyone in Ireland says pants. Right. Okay, so there was a part in my video where I said pants means underwear. And I got a lot of mixed comments on this one that I'm kind of confused about. So if someone just wants to lay it out in like realistic terms for me, that would be really helpful, because what I think right now is that possibly Dublin and maybe Belfast, obviously, maybe they're more influenced by the UK, because I think it's more of a British thing to say pants is underwear, is what I'm understanding. And so a lot of other Irish people, pants just means your actual pants, so you don't really have to be concerned about that. That's why I never gave advice in the video for what to say, because I was kind of confused about this one myself, and I still kind of am. So for everyone out there, what does pants actually mean? Is pants your pants, or is pants your pants? Is it underwear, or is it, you know, your trousers, or the things you wear that would not be underwear, you know, or undergarments? And what is that all about? Still confused on that one, so sorry. Even after a whole year, it's just funny to me. Too easy says, taking the piss has gone so far with my friends that we can't be nice to each other. Yep, I know exactly what that guy's talking about. The Irish lads that I was hanging out with, a lot of them that were really good buddies, they would slag each other constantly, like all the time, and it was like so rare to even hear a compliment. So like contrast that with how it is in the States. Like if I'm gonna say me and my friends are hanging out, and it's like it's almost like a 70-30 ratio. 70% of what we say to each other is relatively nice, or just kind of conversationally, or we're just trying to like debate things, but if there's no animosity. And then I'd say 30% is like, yeah, you're an idiot. Yeah, how could you be so stupid? Like, what are you doing that for? Or like, you know, the slagging part of it. With the Irish, it's almost like 90% of what they say to each other, if they're good friends, is slagging. Like, they're just like ripping on each other constantly. And it's like, but they're still like really good friends. And so it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm not one to say how you should hang out with your friends and how you should interact with them. But if you're just ripping on each other constantly, if that's what friendship means to you, I think that's cool. Another way you could take it, though, is like, you know, they're just being real with each other, right? If you see someone do something dumb, or if you want to speak your mind, you're going to speak it. And if it comes off really mean, it's up to the other person to interpret whether or not you're actually being mean, or whether you're just kind of slagging them. But yeah, I don't know about this one. I would say whenever I did compliment an Irishman, they'd almost shudder. There was this one guy, Father Vincent. Anytime I would try to be nice to him, anytime I was like, "Oh, Father Vincent, like such a generous guy," he'd be like, "Man, shut up! Like, man, get the hell out of my face!" Like, it's like they almost don't know what to do with compliments and happiness. But I think that's cool. I think I'd rather err on the side of that than on being like overly happy and overly smiley. I do know Americans get made fun of a ton, and it's something I'm trying to combat as well, for just like smiling for no reason or just being genuinely happy all the time, because it's almost akin to fakeness. And I think that's kind of true. I think it's better to be who you are, be real. You know, you don't need to be happy all the time. In fact, you shouldn't. And if you are, it's right for people not to trust you, because it's very strange. So, good comment. Thank you very much. Your Music Sucks says, taking a piss and taking the piss is two completely different things. That is true. Taking the piss is when you're joking around with someone. Taking a piss is you're going to the bathroom. You are relieving yourself. So make sure you don't get those two confused. It's just a simple the or a. I spent so much time in Ireland, I just taking the piss is making fun. Not a mistake I would make, but yeah, it's definitely something to be aware of for sure. Your Music Sucks. Thank you for that. All right, James Green says, it's not that we don't like Americans, it's just the accents and personalities of some seen as though we are below them. We don't all live in little huts sitting by the fire telling stories or getting pissed. Okay, this one is interesting. I think what they're trying to say is that, like, they think we as Americans look down on Irish people, like, because of their accents, and like we all think they sit around in huts telling stories and getting drunk. This kind of might also go into the top of the morning and just Irish people drinking and fighting, you know. But here's the deal. As far as I can speak for myself, like, I love Irish people. Like, I think they're really cool. And even before I went to Ireland, I had nothing but respect and admiration for Irish people, you know. I was like, look, these people are like super patriotic. They're all about family dynamics. They're really good at maintaining solid friendships. Whether or not the fighting thing was true, I was like, hey, at least they can hold their own in a fight. You know, they're not willing to back down. So as an American, I respect that. You know, people who don't back down from fights, win or lose, it's admirable. So I just want to put this out there, at least for me and a lot of my other American friends. We love Irish people. We respect you guys. And your accents are hot as hell, man. You have nothing to be ashamed about. Even if you got the thickest Irish accent in the world, that's a sexy accent. You should be proud of it. And me as an American, I wish I had any type of accent but American, because American accents are boring as hell, man. We're like a combination of so many different people that we're nothing, man. We're absolutely nothing. I still have pride in myself, but yeah, our accents are like, you know, so lame. But I would say, for me, like, Irish accents are right up there with Australian accents, like the most sexy of all time. So you guys, if you come to America and you got an Irish accent, like an authentic Irish accent, you're gonna be hot stuff, no matter what you say. Okay, and that goes for a lot of other people. Like, we as Americans, since we don't really have accent, we love other accents. But Irish, you guys, top tier. Same with your personalities, you know. Same with who you are. Just be yourself, man. Don't stress about what other people think about you, James. Okay. But yeah, good comment. It's nice to point that out. So hopefully I was able to help clarify that on as far as the American perspective on what we think of Irish people, because you guys, in our eyes, are great. We love you guys. And Brian Huey says, you gay. Thanks, Brian. I actually am straight. I'm into women, so I'm not actually gay. But I do know a lot of people were talking about my fingernails in the last video and how they were painted. I'm going to put this out there. Yeah, I'm not gay. What happened was I went to one of the Irish families. They have a little girl, and she wanted to paint my nails. She just really wanted to paint. How could I say no to like a 6-year-old? You know, she wants to paint my nails. I'm gonna man up, let her paint my nails. So you know what? It was really hard to wash off. I just said, you know what? Screw it. I left it on for a couple days, and I shot the video without even realizing it. So a bunch of people worried that I'm like gay, or that they're like, why is this lad painting his nails? Yeah, that's why. Nothing suspect there. But yeah, that is the end of the comments so far. I just picked ones that I thought were cool, other things to kind of clarify, talk about. If you want me to make another Irish video, I am planning on making a couple. I want to maybe make one about things I miss about Ireland or anything like that. But if you want me to make anything else, I did spend a year in Ireland. If you want to pick my brain, go ahead and comment down below. If you want to disagree or agree with anything I said down below, or maybe explain some stuff to me, especially the pants thing, feel free to do that. I welcome all you Irish people and people from all around the world as well. So thank you very much, and have a great day.